Hey you, welcome to season 2 of Honestly. The Honestly podcast is your safe space. In here, we share the stories that have made us laugh, cry, cringe, or shaped how we see the world. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Pods, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe or comment or share your favorite episode with your people, because your support goes a long way for us. And if you'd like to feature as a guest on this podcast, kindly do so by filling in the form in the show notes below, and we shall reach out to you. If you have been looking for a space with raw stories from real people with no judgment, then your search ends here. This is what we have coming up for you in this episode.
In Strathmore, we used to actually order, like one of the cafeteria there, because but you used to order, you give you a receipt and go and present to the waiters there, and then they serve you on the plate. Because the only thing I knew, my food vocabulary at that time was only rice and beans. So every time I go at the cashier, rice and beans, print the receipt, I show the waiter. I could not afford anything. It's just that's the only vocabulary I had. One day the cashier asked me, "So, do you only eat rice and beans or what?" I was honest. I told her I don't even know the name of the other thing, so this is the only thing I usually ask, because I know rice and beans. It's rice and beans. So she actually told me, okay, there's, now she told me, there's fish. I was like, oh, this fish. Oh, fish is like, fish. There's meat, there's mutton.
Hi, my name is Mwanje, and welcome to Honestly, a podcast about the unfiltered human experience. Each episode features stories from everyday people, capturing the gut-wrenching, hilarious, completely unhinged, and everything in between. On this podcast, we share the moments that have shaped who we are and changed how we see the world, or have just made us laugh. So join us as we listen to honest stories from honest strangers. Hi everyone, welcome back to season 2 of Honestly. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and thank you to all of those that have supported us from season 1 episode 1, and we are now in season 2 episode 1, and I am very excited to share with you this story. It is coming from across the border of Uganda. Woo! Anyway, we're having our first international quote-unquote guest, and he is going to share with us a very interesting story about being bold, being brave, and having the audacity to make for yourself the kind of life you want to live without waiting for the perfect opportunity to come your way. For all of us who are struggling to see how to make a name for ourselves, or basically how to create the kind of life we want to live for ourselves in this adulting space, I think this is a very relevant story to listen to. It will open for you a different way to look at life altogether. Instead of looking at problems as problems, you look at them as opportunities. And I think we kind of need that quote-unquote TED talk, once in a while. So the guest for today is called Innocent. I've known Innocent for a couple of years now, met him in Kenya, and I just genuinely love the story that he's going to share with us today, and I'll let him wing it basically. So hi Innocent.
Hi Pamela.
How are you?
I'm very fine. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How was your journey to Kampala?
No, it was nice. It was very tiresome as well, because it's like few places in in like 5 days.
Yeah,
it was a long but rewarding journey, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you agree.
And I came back. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to share with us your story about getting to where you are right now in your career.
Yeah.
I think for starters, we would want to start from the very beginning of your story, not from the day you were born,
No.
but that would be way, way back. But I guess from the time you, let's say, transitioned from Congo to Nairobi, because I believe that is the real beginning of your journey. Yeah. So maybe you can take us through what it was like getting to this new country. You don't know anybody, and then currently right now you are fully fledged investment analyst. And how does someone get to that level? So
that's a very interesting thing. Yeah, I mean, as you said, I live in Nairobi, but I'm a citizen of DRC. I've been in Nairobi for 8 years now. I actually came to Nairobi for school. I got a scholarship when I finished high school to go and study at Strathmore University. I mean, one of the best universities in East and Central Africa. To study there, I did a Bachelor of Business Information Technology. But the funny thing is, I finished high school on, I always remember, 4th of July, that was 2018. It was on a Wednesday, so I think the following, supposed to be on 9th of July 2018. I was supposed to start my degree in Strathmore. Now, I finished on 4th of July. I did my whole curriculum and my whole life in French. 5 days later, 9th of July, I had to start a new life in English. So it was very interesting. But I knew English to ask for water, how are you?
The basic, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see, like in high school, when someone tells you good morning, we used to say, yes, good morning. Instead of saying good morning back.
Yeah.
So like those kind of English, that's what I knew. And yeah, it was very hard at first because I didn't know much of English, but I used to live in a hostel of law students. So when they speak big English like that, I used to get one or two things. And then over time, here I am. My English is not the best, but I try to speak English.
What do you mean your English not the best? I mean, we are understanding everything you are saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best. Sometimes I have to process information twice. But now, over time, now even French, I'm forgetting French.
Some words,
the technical words. So now I don't know any language. Like that's how my journey started. And it has been 8 years down the line. I finished my degree there. And I also worked a couple of years in Nairobi as well. I mean, I'm still there. I'm currently a senior investment analyst at an investment fund, which is also African office is Nairobi. And so that in summary, actually, the journey.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, in Strathmore, see, I'm from Congo, and I told myself, see, I'm here, I don't know English, and English was, I knew it, but not to a greater level. It was just basically, I can ask for water, I can ask for direction, I can ask for, for this and that. Actually, there's a funny story I remember in Strathmore. We used to actually order, like one of the cafeteria there, because snack bar. You used to order, they give you a receipt and go and present to the waiters there, and then they serve you on the plate. So because the only thing I knew, my food vocabulary at that time was only rice and beans. So every time I go at the cashier, rice and beans, print the receipt, I show the waiter. Not that I could not afford any other thing. It's just that
it's all you knew how to.
That's the only vocabulary I had.
Yeah.
So when I saw some other complicated things there, I know what it is, but
you don't know how to ask for
it. I don't even know. I was not Googling, but it's just rice and beans. One day the cashier asked me, so do you only eat rice and beans or what? I was honest. I told her, I don't even know the name of the other thing. So this is the only thing I usually ask because I know rice and beans and it's rice and beans. So she actually told me, okay, there's, now she told me, there's fish. I was like, what is fish? Oh, fish is like, fish. There's meat, there's mutton. Okay, what is mutton? Okay, mutton is like the one for, I think, goat or sheep.
Sheep, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I could pick a few words, vocabulary, and then next time I could order differently, not rice and beans only. I could order, some other things like meat, beef, chicken, and the like.
Yeah.
So that's how bad my English was. So I told myself, I'll not associate myself with totally Congolese because I will be speaking French, and our languages. So in my whole university life, the only friend I had were my classmates who are Congolese. Like, it was like two. And then the other one, we knew each other from high school. But the new sort of friends, Congolese, I used to take a distance. Not that I didn't know to associate myself with them, but it was for a greater goal. Because I wanted to actually master English. Like, it's a language I wanted to learn because I did not have the opportunity to do it in class because there was no time, literally. So that's how I learned English. I usually tell people learn English from the street in a way.
I mean, to be honest, there's no better way to learn it, honestly.
Yeah, so it's just from the streets. And over time, it's, now I write books in English, so it's better.
I mean, you are a whole... By the way, he's a whole published author, guys. We'll get to that point a little later.
Yeah.
So, Kenya is also a Swahili-speaking country. Was that another challenge for you?
I mean, it was not a big challenge because in Congo, I am come from the eastern side. We speak Swahili, but our Swahili is very different. Because in Kenya, when you say you want to buy something, you usually say, I'm naenda ku.
Not you forgetting.
No, when you go to buy.
Is it nataka? Nataka is I want.
Yeah, so naenda kuuza is to sell. To buy is kununua.
Kununua,
exactly.
Yes.
Hey, see, I told you, like, now I don't know any language because all of them are combined into one. So I don't know Yeah. So I'm going to buy naenda kununua. I'm selling nauza. But in Congo, to sell is kuuzisha, which does not exist in Kenya.
Swahili, yeah.
But now to buy is kuuza.
So when you sell.
Exactly. When you in Congo, when you say
naenda
kuuza, it means I'm going to buy. In Kenya, when you say naenda kuuza, it means you are going to sell. That's
so
how
interesting.
Different. Yeah, and then in Congo we say batoto. In Kenya they say watoto.
Yes.
So it's Swahili, but there are a few differences which actually make a big difference.
Yes, of course, because if you're going to say kuuza, like you had said, and someone is going to think you're going to buy instead of sell. Yeah, but over time I learned it because I also lived in a hostel, so it was a boys only hostel. So you see, you could actually easily learn things, pick up things.
Exactly. So Swahili was not a challenge. The main challenge was English. That was the main challenge.
The biggest one.
Yeah, but I think 6 months into it, I was okay. Yeah, because I did a bachelor degree in business information technology. So 4 years of studies, 4 years of struggle. We finally finished. Yeah, I finished.
I know the struggle.
Yeah. The culture shock was I knew weed in Strathmore. I mean, I've never smelled weed until I came to Strathmore. Actually, here, weed is bad. This is bad. But what is weed? I've never known what is weed until
you went to Strath.
I smelled it in uni.
In hostel, yeah.
In the hostel. So I knew what is weed. I knew so many things. I knew drinking. No, I don't drink anymore. There are a few things that I actually learned. I think it's more of just discovering things than culture shock. So it's more of discovery than culture shock.
Yes.
Because there's not much difference. But also maybe the biggest culture shock was back at home, we know our neighbors. You cannot live in an environment or in a place
and you don't know the person next to you.
You actually know your neighbor, even know where they live, as in where they used to live, where they work, who is their great-grandparent. You know them like family.
Yes.
But in Nairobi,
they are very individualistic.
Very, very individualistic. And when you live in a place, just mind your business because no one cares about you. And you never know any other person. So that was the biggest culture shock actually.
Yeah.
And then another one I saw is the time I was in Nairobi CBD. And then I saw people lining on a matatu, the public transport, getting into a matatu. They were lining. I was like, wow, people in Kenya are so
line up, right? Because other for fight, yes.
I was like, orderly. Other places, you just get in,
you just
fight.
Get in.
But now over time, I realize when they line up like that, it means there are fewer matatus. So they have to make a line to wait for the next one to come.
Yes,
so, but in real sense, they don't line up. So I was like, what?
Very interesting.
Yeah, so when they line up, it means there are fewer matatus, so I have to make a line. There's no fighting. When it comes, you get in. When it comes, you get in. But when they're they're available, people fight to get in. So that was very surprising. I was almost concluding that they're orderly, but it was
no shade on the Kenyans.
It was very odd. It was very forced. Yeah.
I think for me the biggest culture shock for me was the noisy matatus, the DJs in matatus, the TVs in matatus,
the
movies, yo.
Nowadays,
it's crazy. So crazy.
Yeah, I've never decided not going back to actually Congo. I've always told people Kenya has chosen me. I've never chosen Kenya because when I was in high school, actually, I've never known. Okay, I knew Kenya and Maasai. Kenya, there are people called Maasai, but I've never pictured Kenya on a map. I've never, but it happened, So it was it happened. Strathmore came to my high school. did a math contest, top 3, got a scholarship, So I was like, okay, Strathmore, what is this? Kenya, what is this? So that's how I learned, Kenya is actually a country. Nairobi is actually a city you can go to. I used to just hear Nairobi. People go to Nairobi for holiday, people go to Nairobi for treatment, go to Nairobi to buy clothes and resell here, kind of thing. But not like picturing Nairobi somewhere someone go and live. Just someone to do something and come back. So yeah, but it happened that I actually do my life here, in Nairobi.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Yeah, so how I actually decided not to go back to Congo, how Kenya decided me not to go back to Congo.
How Kenya chose you.
How Kenya chose me. Of course, when I was of course I got the scholarship. That was the first part of it. And then in the December holiday of I can't remember, was it 2018 thereabout. So I was living in a hostel, as I told you. And the hostel where I was living, before Kwetu was around there. See, Kwetu used to just have Jogo Road. It used to be one.
Oh yes, Kwetu Jogo Road.
Yeah,
yes, I remember. So for context to the Ugandan listeners, Kwetu is a brand of student hostels. Yeah. So people may think Kwetu is like a hotel or something. Guys, it's just your basic student hostel. That's what Kwetu is. Anyway, proceed with your story.
It's a franchise of student
hostels.
So it used to be one. And those days, like around Strathmore, there was no Kwetu. So it was, there was another place called Kafoka, which was the prime, the prime. So it was the cream de la cream sort of place to live. That's where most international students were living. Unfortunately, during the December holiday, they usually close. So they assume everyone goes home. But that year, I don't plan to go home. And myself, I don't think I could afford taking myself home. And of course, my family did not tell me to come back. If they don't tell you to go back, they don't send you money to go back. So you have to stay in Nairobi. So how do you stay in Nairobi? And where you live, it's closed. Fortunately, I had a friend who was living with other friends. They were like 3, and 2 of them went back home for the holiday. And also for the wedding of the sister, right? So at least there were 2 spaces I could sort of use.
Yes, in that meantime.
Yeah, but then I have to ask the friend, no, there's this situation, the hostel is closed, I have to come to your place. Can I come for like 2 weeks and then I'll go back to the hostel? They're like, yeah, no problem, you can come anytime. I came. And then I stayed there for 2 weeks. For the 2 weeks, I was not paying rent, I was not paying food, I was not paying internet. So I was it's like I was still at home. It was a vacation. I felt bad because for me, I always have that guilt of there's not you shouldn't get things for free most of the time, or you shouldn't be a burden to a person.
Yes.
So I really felt bad. I was like, hey, so it means I can't contribute anything, and they're like, because I was actually, just for context, I was actually on scholarship. It was accommodation and tuition, and at home, well, they're not taking pocket money. You see, when they had scholarship, they know the context. You see,
they were like,
Africans, as long as it's scholarship, they think everything is catered for
free. Yeah.
But now you see, it was for free for sure, but not like free like that.
Like that, because you still have to sustain yourself.
Exactly. So I was being sustained during that time because at the hostel were giving food. There, I was given food. So I was like, so my life is just I'm living for free.
Yeah.
And now I'm being hosted here by a friend. I really felt bad. I was like, I have to do something. So I realized at that time I was in Nairobi, I knew French, and I remember when I went one day to Alliance Française to translate my transcripts into English, like from French to English. I just told myself, what if I go there? I just started working there, just do something, and then I don't know what will happen. But I didn't know anyone at Alliance Française. It was like no one. I don't know anyone. No one knows me. I was like, I just told myself, I think it was 6th of January of the following year.
Wow. It's the way you remember the dates.
Yeah, because it was the first Monday.
Yeah.
When they open, I'll go there and talk to the director and just tell him I need work because I'm broke. And I know French. I can do something. I don't know what I can do. I can do something. I walked that day. I went to the directors, to Alliance Française. I read the reception. I just told them I'm coming to look for the director. The reception looked at me. She was like, "You have an appointment with them?" I was like, "No." Okay. 2nd floor, turn on your left. That's the only instruction. She even doubted. She was like, "Okay, 2nd floor, turn on your left." I'm just glad she has never sent me back. Because she could have told me.
I know. She could have been like, no appointment, turn around.
She was in a good mood that day. Yeah. So when I was getting in, the director was getting out. So he asked me, who are you looking for? I was like, I'm looking for the director. He was like, do you have an appointment? I told him, no, I don't. He told me, wait for me there. I'm coming. It's me. was very shocked. Oh, so I'm looking for you. Okay. I sat there, wait for him. He came back like after like 15, 20 minutes. And then he asked me, okay, so how can I help you? I did not even know what to tell him because I did not plan. I just want to give me a job and I want money.
Yeah.
But you cannot
How
tell
do
him
I
that.
word that? Yeah.
So I just told him, I just started, Happy New Year. It was in French, Happy New Year. How are you? The icebreaker. Then I told him, I studied at Strathmore, and the way my time is managed, I can have time in between to come and work here. And I speak French, by the way, just for information. I can work here. And then he asked me, okay, do you have your CV? At that time, I've never done any CV in my life.
Yeah. I mean, this is your first working experience.
Like, also fresh from high school, I've never worked anything like job like that. And do you have a CV? I was like, no. He gave me the card of the assistant. I was like, go prepare your CV, send to my assistant. He also introduced me to the assistant. I walked. I went back home, and then to the friend place, his home. Yeah, I sat on the laptop, wrote the CV. It was my first time ever in my whole life to do a CV. I didn't even know what is a CV. I knew a CV, but I've never known how to do a CV. I did it same day I sent it. Then I was called the following day. Can you come? I was like, yeah, no problem. I went there, and then I was told, your CV is quote unquote shitty. There's nothing we can do here because there's literally nothing on your CV. I don't know how we can help you. Yeah, I really felt disappointed. But then after like 3 weeks, I got a call from them again. Now it was the assistant. She called me. She was like, I was very impressed by you just coming here. You don't know anyone, just walking in and then just saying you're looking for the director, and then you're like, you can be doing something. So just that sort of bold way of doing things really impressed me. I was very shocked. I've never seen such a thing in my life.
No, honestly, because who does that?
And then she was like, so we have an opening here, but it needs someone with experience. But then at the same time, you showed like your boldness.
Yeah.
So maybe you can be useful here. We don't know. But I have to convince the director to take you because of just lack of experience, and tell him to take you as an intern so we can actually build your CV, because of course we ask you for experience, but you don't get experience from scratch.
Exactly. You need to work somewhere. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, I'm fine. Do whatever you think you can do. And then she also told me, like, I'm also doing this because I have a daughter, and I you never know when you might meet her somewhere and you are the boss, and then you're the one hiring. You don't know her, she doesn't know you, but just because you've been sort of helped,
you
can
also
have
help somebody.
You can also have that sort of spirit, or you can be in a position to also help, because if you've been helped, it's very easier for you to help someone else. Maybe she'll be the one coming now to you. You don't know her, she doesn't know you, but just because you've been helped, you help someone. That's what she told me. Actually, it's one of the most outstanding things I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, it's fine. So you let me know how it goes, and then So they discussed with the director. I don't know what they discussed. It took like a month and a half. And then they called me back. They were like, yeah, I talked with the director, and then he told me it's fine. So now you'll be now an assistant it was like in digital, so they're managing the digital system. But now it's an internship. So normally internship here goes for 6 months. But now it's unpaid. It felt very bad.
No.
I'm looking for money.
No. And yet you really needed the cash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now she told me 6 months, but I can't return you for 6 months because I'll be wasting your time. And 6 months here, there's nothing much you'll be doing here. So 6 months is a lot for an unpaid internship. But she told me in the contract I'll write 6 months, but on the start and end date, it will be 2 months. It's like 6 months from January 1st to 20th February. That's what she did. It's like 2 months. If you look at beginning and end date, it's 2 months. But then in Word, it was 6 months.
Yes.
She did that because she was like, in 2 months, you have to sort of prove yourself in a way that they give you something which will pay you now. I was like, in my mind, I was like, how do you know I'm looking for money? But I don't
only money can drive you to walk to someone's office and ask for a job.
Yeah, exactly. So that I was like, it's fine. I signed that contract of 2 months. So on the first month, actually, after first month, I was like, I was very disappointed because I was like, I'm coming here every single day. I go back, then I have to go to school, combining this, and then I'm not being paid here. I'm like, at the end of the day, I can leave this because it's not paying. After 1 month, it was tired. Plus, also I was working to and from. It was tiresome. I'm like, no. So I was like, let me finish these 2 months, and then I'll not renew this thing. They proposed for renewal. No, I'll just go. 1 month, 1 month and a half, and then the deputy director was coming from France. I think she was on a holiday. I've never met her. When she came, she was like, I was told about you and the like. I'd like to offer you a new contract.
Wow.
Like, okay, I hope it's a good contract. Now she gave me the new contract. I read it. I look, where's money? I saw money there. I remember it was 15,000 Kenyan shillings. At that time, it was like $150, I think. So now I saw the money. And then she asked me, are you okay with like the contract terms or something? I did not even need anything, by the way. I don't know, maybe it was saying that, I don't know if I was selling myself or not, but I just saw the money.
Like, it's fine.
It's fine. She was like, read and then let me know. But are you fine with it? Or you can negotiate? I mean, we can discuss about it. I will sign. Like, I think 30 minutes later, I brought it back to her. It's like, thank you, I've already signed. So from like thinking of quitting when that contract expires, I changed my mind. So now I started. Now I was like, yeah, now they start paying me. Now
Definitely, I will come.
First time to actually get money as a salary.
Yeah.
The feeling was great.
Of course.
It's like you're the richest person on earth. But it was a small money, but
it was
at that time it was big.
Yeah.
Because you're in school, it's just like you get 15K and there's nothing much you're doing because accommodation is paid, school is paid, just for your own sort of living expenses. And there's no much of living expenses at that time. Plus, I could actually have like extra cash
on you.
So I could feel like if I go to like a friend, I stay over like that for like 2 weeks, I can actually contribute.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm doing something useful in the world.
True.
Yeah, so actually that was like how I got my first job. And I stayed at Alliance Française for two and a half years actually.
Wow.
Yes, and over time it also became like sort of stagnant because I reached sort of a ceiling and I felt I have to go. Yeah.
I get you. When you feel like you've grown as much as you can in that place, and it becomes small.
Yeah, but I think the most interesting thing is when I actually 1 month and a half into started working, that assistant, she left. To date, I've never met her in my life.
What?
I only met her like briefly.
For that specific time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To date, I've never met her in my life. I don't even know where she is. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, was the first time I actually got the salary in my first job. And yeah, when I left as well Alliance, I was doing some design at some point, and then I had a friend of mine we met in university in Strathmore. He was working at a startup studio at that time. So he told me, we're in a startup studio, we are looking for designers, and I think you are great. I was like, you think I'm great?
Are you sure about that?
Then I'm great. I was like, send me the application. I actually applied, and then it was like the innovation fellowship, and that place was called IN. So I applied and I got in through like just normal process. It was actually happened at the time when I left Alliance. So it was like moving from there. Now I moved there. I was a designer. So that's why I met you.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's why I actually met you. I was there for like a year. Now how I left that place is now how things actually unfolded later in life.
How you left which place?
The startup studio.
Yes.
Because I was there for like 10 months and then there were 2 months remaining.
And for context, you were still in school at the time?
Yes, I was combining school and work. I mean, that's the only thing I could afford. Plus also, of course, I was on scholarship. I used to maintain a minimum of 60% in terms of grade. So it was not easy, but yeah, I had to do both because there was no other option. Because otherwise, I could not afford lunch sometimes. I could not do this and that. I could not go out. I could not, the small things, the basics, And, you can't call home and say, they can't understand how you're on scholarship and you're asking for money.
They're like, what do you mean? The math is not math.
Yes, they'll think you're trying to get some,
Yeah, like they're giving you on a silver platter.
Exactly. It's like, so that's how I was doing. I was combining both. That was my third year actually when I joined.
That startup studio, yeah. Okay.
Yes, now in that startup studio, the fund was not great. There's a time he texted me, I was like, since you joined, there's nothing great you've ever produced in this. I was like, what? Like, it was a Black Friday for me. No, it was a Tuesday, so it was a Black Tuesday. So I was like, shit. So I've been
Wasting your time. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like, you could have told me day one. Like now it's like sort of 10 months down the line. I felt bad. Like that's when my confidence went down. And I was like, even designing, I was like, it became hard to also do design anymore because people were telling me
my was crushed.
Yeah, my design were great. People were telling your design are great. I'm like, are you sure they're great? Because this guy is telling me I've never done anything useful
since day one.
I'm like,
crazy.
I had that in the back of my mind, and then 2 weeks to the expiry of my contract. I was reading my contract because I don't know why I was even reading it. I was like, oh, in 2 weeks my contract is expiring. So before they even tell me anything, either they'll dismiss me or renew it. I don't know, whatever they'll do. I have to go. That day, at night, I texted HR. No, I emailed them. I was like, I'm not renewing my contract, and effective of the expiry, I'm out. I didn't know where I'm going.
Right?
I didn't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
But for me, I just wanted to go.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't stay beyond this.
Look out for part 2 coming out next week. Bye.